Alright guys, welcome back to, as it's been a long time coming, another paranormal investigation where myself and JP Videos has actually returned to Kara's haunted barn location, but this time we're inside the house. Unfortunately she is actually moving, so we have free range of the entire property right now, as this will also be kind of our last hurrah here. So whatever we catch will basically be the end of it. This will be our final return here, and we'll see if it's anything like the prior times when we were here. Again, this is the first time inside the actual house itself, but don't worry because we will go outside and check on that stuff as well. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so as you can see right now we are over to the Sony camera. We've got DJI sitting here keeping an eye on what's going on over this way. As you guys know, the K2 readers here, we've got the audio device, the EDI up above, and we've got the doll sitting in the cabinet. Now supposedly things can get thrown out of the cabinet, hopefully not the EDI and it's the doll, but we've got the doll and we put a paper plate there as well, so we'll see what happens there, as that keeps an eye on everything.
Yeah, we got 60 some people in the chat before I even started. I didn't even go live yet, so everyone's ready. If you guys are ready, we're going to give you a tour of the home with lights on. We're going to walk through. We're going to start in the basement because there actually is something pretty special down there right now as we speak. And then we're making our way up all the way to the attic. It's a walk-up attic. From there, we're going to go lights out and then focus on a few different parts of the house that are reported to have activity. And if Kara is watching, feel free to jump in, Kara, in the chat to answer any questions or share in more detail as to what activity did take place. But if you guys are ready, let's start with the house tour. All right, so we're in the foyer area. That's how you pronounce it. And coming into what would this be considered? Like a
probably like a
dining room, maybe?
Yeah, dining room.
Dining
actually,
room.
yeah.
Okay. So dining room here, as you can tell, they are moving out, so there's items laying around. And it does connect to the kitchen. Now the kitchen, I'm going to let Alan explain in detail as to what he's been reported to take place in here. So if you want to head in there, Alan, and explain everything.
So supposedly, from what we're understanding, is that there are Tupperware containers, things of that nature, that are actually being thrown out of the cabinets. So with that being said, we have set up a few things in the cabinets, as well as Jay has placed a little device here that's an alarm that if this door was to open up, well,
let's demonstrate that right now.
Everybody will hear it.
Those of you who have earphones, I do apologize, but this is an alarm system. If this gets opened, no matter where we are in the house, we're going to hear it. So we actually have two of them, one here on the cabinet in case it does open on its own, and one upstairs on one of the bedroom doors, which we're going to be showing you as we make our way up. But Alan himself has some cameras set up here already, which I'm blocking, and some equipment over here, so that way there's stuff rolling pretty much non-stop while we investigate the rest of the house. But we will spend some time here later, lights out, and to see if we can get any type of activity or even some sounds, which we actually have heard as we've been here already. We were down in the basement, we heard a thump up here, and when we walked in just a few minutes ago, prior to going live, we heard a noise in the living room. So who knows what else is going to happen tonight. So that's where we started. There's the main doorway. That is the basement, which we'll go down there in just a few moments here. And not sure there's any light switches over here. Maybe? No.
I think it was probably just on the other side over there.
So this is the living room. It does have a sealed up fireplace. And the great thing that we discovered that I'm going to share with you is that there's really deep windowsills. The walls are super thick. So we could place equipment and objects on there to possibly, just have a good point of view, different perspective. But this is looking in the living room. Hit the switch on the other side of that switch over there. There we go. Let there be light. So living room, nothing reported in this room, but above this room is where there is reported activity. So later on we may actually sit in here quietly and listen to see if we hear anything above us. But right now, let's head to the basement. Watch your head on the way down, guys.
Whoa!
What was that? Did you hear that?
I did.
What was that? Hang on, guys, we just got activity. What are we hearing?
I don't know.
Where did the first sound come from?
I could have swore it was in here, but then it sounded like the other one came from back. That one sounded like it may have been something in here. I mean, I know for a fact that first thump, I know that got caught on camera. There's no way people didn't hear
People
it.
sit on here, they heard something too. Alright. Some random sounds that we can't explain yet. We're not going to say anything, but we heard it. Hopefully you guys did too. Let's go down to the basement.
That was defined too. That wasn't even.
Alright, you guys see what this is? Now, this has been shared last time I was here when we did the investigation, and from our understanding, this is a real casket. When I say real, meaning it was used, complete with stains inside. This is Kara's casket that's been down here in the basement. And we don't think there's any activity tied to it, but it doesn't mean we can't check it out later in more detail. But this was a used casket, so to put it mildly. Makeup stains, okay. So there was a body in there at one time. I believe she has a mannequin in there at the moment. You want to open that top flap there, just to show?
And to even further, it wasn't a. Oh, I can't believe I'm touching this thing.
Yeah, so mannequin in here now, but there is makeup stains from when a body was in here. I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, Carrie, you could correct me, this was used in a funeral home for a viewing maybe?
Well, this was actually buried.
It was underground?
It was underground.
Oh, okay. So it was underground buried.
Yeah, because you can see the dirt stains all along the edging there.
Yeah, it was buried, okay.
Yeah, most of the...
Alan is touching it.
No, it's gross.
Most sanitizer.
Most of the, whatchamacallit, the viewing ones are usually gold.
Okay. There, you can close it.
Oh, I gotta wash my hands.
That casket hand.
I think I'd be used to this. That's a different story, though.
So, nothing really else down here in the basement besides basement stuff, but the casket is down here. So again, later we could maybe come down and spend some time with it, either with a trigger object or with a laser grid. But yeah, I don't know any more information than what we shared already. If Kara wants to share, that's up to her. But it is a coolness factor at the very least. We're gonna head upstairs now. And we got the second floor plus a walk-up attic. And as we are going about to, if you guys can let me know how quality is, both audio and visual. We are on Wi-Fi, so we should have a good connection. Okay, so here's the main staircase. It'll take us up to the second level. Audio and video are good. All right, thank you guys. This is one bedroom here. Nothing has been reported in here. Bathroom off to our right. What is this, a closet here?
I think so. Didn't open it.
Yep, little linen closet. You see the second set of stairs for the attic, which we'll get to last. Bedroom number 2, which is essentially over the dining room. Again, nothing reported in here. Car says she's going to text you, right? Your phone's up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alan's phone's up right now, Kara. And yes, welcome everyone that's tuning in. Thank you for being here. Sorry for not seeing all your comments, but we are trying to just kind of keep things moving. Now this is the main bedroom here, the master bedroom, and where we have another door alarm. So I'm going to open it and turn it off, but just to demonstrate, because this is one of the rooms that is reported to have activity, both of things being moved and sounds from within the room and above it. I'm looking over here instead of over here. Okay, so. All right, you ready to go in? Now, Kara, if you want to mention what part of the room that things have taken place, feel free to let us know. We can try to focus on that. There's a little, I guess you could call it like an office area back here. And then there is a master bathroom and closet space. But again, deep windowsills and a lot of room, so we could cover this from different angles. But unless I'm mistaken, she's also said she's heard footsteps above, which is the attic. Mm-hmm. So things being moved, sounds above, and also on the steps, if I'm not mistaken. So
this was like kids sitting on the bed while she was laying in bed. She could feel somebody sitting on the bed.
Okay, so that's another one there. No more bed to replicate that, but interesting to learn about though. Walking up and down attic steps. Okay, so the attic steps are out there in the hallway. So I guess we'll check out the attic right now.
Jesus.
That's a noise we heard downstairs. Sounded like the radiator. Mm-hmm. Like something dinged it. I'm going to actually try to replicate that actually. We heard that downstairs. Sounds pretty close to that.
Yeah.
But again, when we're out of the room, it's doing it.
I mean, I don't think they'd be making any cracking or anything.
I mean, radiators do make noise, but typically when the furnace is on, like turning on or turning off, when they're heating up or cooling down.
Yeah.
But I don't hear any other ones making noise.
Yeah.
They would all be doing it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the odds too? Because when we were down there, it was the one from the room below, and then we're up here, and then all of a sudden it's one here.
All right, let's do that. We do have a walk-up attic. It's not finished, but you can at least walk up there. Let me shorten you guys so I don't be tripping over the legs. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, we are currently doing a house tour, 1850 farmhouse with reported haunted activity. Not abandoned, it is a lived-in residence, but the owner, Kara, is currently transitioning to another property, so she is graciously allowing us to come here and investigate. So here is the top of a fireplace chimney area. You can see the beams and rafters. Now on the other side is basically above Kara's bedroom. things would move up here, she says. We could potentially leave an object up here, object and a camera up here later and see if it moves. I did bring 3 trigger objects, and Alan does have his Jessie doll. VP, unfortunately, that's one of the things I had planned for tonight. I ordered 15 cat balls, and I paid extra shipping for them to arrive today, and they didn't arrive. So I don't have the cat balls. The other one that died. Batteries went dead, but I will have them for a future investigation. Turn the lights off. All right, so let's kill all the lights as we you have to get that other light in there, don't you? Okay, close that door, then turn that alarm on. Okay. That light's off. That's off. Hey Adam, good to see you here. Viper armed. Okay.
I'll try to make a mental note here. Bathroom door is wide open and this bedroom door is wide open. The other doors are all shut.
I'm gonna get more of those alarms too, because they could be very useful.
Yeah.
For any doors or cabinets or windows even. Alright, kill this light. Other half of the basement. Okay, when we go back down, we're gonna go over there and show that. Now just to show you for some of the equipment here, I do have my spirit box, which is gonna be linked up to this giant speaker, which will give us good audio. And I could scan forward or reverse and control the speed to see if we could hear anything trying to make contact. Do have the laser grid, ultraviolet light, which does show purple, another light source. I do have a little John Deere green ATV, front end loader, and a ball. And right there is Alan's Jessie doll. So, Alan, if you want to walk through, kill the rest of the lights in the other rooms, and then we'll start with our formal investigation.
This way. Lights out, y'all.
Alright, so just give
All
us a couple
right
moments here. Gather our equipment.
There we go.
I gotta put on the key too. We'll have to remember that for next time, RJ. Get the Alice orange. So where do you want to start at? And which one?
I mean, we could start here if you want. We're already in here. And then,
Okay.
like kind of work room by room and work our way up or down.
Do you want to do each and every room, or primarily the rooms that have activity?
I guess we can kind of play it by ear. I mean, we could start here and then probably go over to the living room there. If we, I mean, I did see that stuff move in there
Okay.
earlier. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm game for whatever. I know I definitely want to sit in the living room, to see if we hear anything above us.
yeah.
All right, let me get a couple things here. We're gonna be in here, so we'll stage a couple items here. Get this out of the way.
I'll kill the one on this too while we're in here. Actually, I'm gonna turn this off. There's a whole order in here. There's no point in wasting the battery. Just let me know when you want to pull it off.
Is your equipment rolling over there?
Mm-hmm.
Everything?
Yep.
All right, you can go lights off. Position this a little bit better here. All right, so what you guys are looking at is the stove. I do have the orange ball and the little four-wheeler toy and my UV light showing on them, so that way we at least have some illumination to see if something was to touch it. Again, this is where the cat balls would be ideal, but we are improvising with what we have. Now, if you want to start.
Okay. Actually, we don't have a flashlight set up, do we?
Oh! Where is my flashlight? Hang on. Yep. Forgot about that, guys. 1 second. It might be in my bag. Forgot about the flashlight.
Your K2 meter's going nuts.
Why is it going off? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so we're going to set the mag light as well. You guys remember in the past I've used this to make contact. We adjust it so it's barely off, and the slightest touch will turn it on.
Oh, yeah.
And we have had contacts at various locations, including here in the barn, Concrete City, and actually able to get some questions answered using this light source. So we're going to get this into play as well.
Huh. That's interesting.
Could be something electrical. I don't know if there's anything underneath. Like only on the counter. I don't know. Okay. There should be good to go. Lights out again.
Actually, you know what? I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
That's the Wi-Fi.
Oh, Wi-Fi booster.
Yep. So let's see. That should. Yep. Bingo. All right. Got that figured out.
Okay, Wi-Fi booster plugged in there, so that's what's giving off a false signal on the K2. Okay, so trigger objects as the ball, ATV, UV light is showing on them, and I do have the mini mag light at the end of the stove, adjusted ever so slightly, so if something was to touch it, it can possibly turn it on. We can use it as a form of communication.
If anybody is here, we are friends of Kara's. She has told us that you have shown signs of being upset, that she is moving, and she did ask for us to come here and try to communicate with you a little bit.
Did you see that? Like a flashlight in there?
In that room?
Yeah.
I thought I saw something in there, yeah.
Oh, that's
the
cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a window there. If anyone is here, we would like to invite you to come into the kitchen here. Whether you're upstairs or if you're downstairs, feel free to come in.
We do have a bunch of objects for you here to try to touch, to play with, to make contact with, none of which will hurt you. And we are friendly and just trying to make contact to find out if there's a message you'd like to relay. What was that? Your camera shut off?
Yeah.
Was it supposed to?
It shouldn't have.
What is that, the Osmo?
Yeah.
So Alan's Osmo Action was recording here and it just shut off on its own.
Yeah, you can stay off. I'll turn it on when we leave this room.
Now if you like to try to touch the ball, make it move a little bit, that way we know you're here. Or if you want to push the little toy, or even the flashlight of the torch. If you try to touch it, it will turn on. It won't hurt you, but it'll let us know that you're here. We can try to contact and speak with you and maybe get you help if possible, and maybe relay a message if possible. But we have been told that you have moved things in this kitchen before, and we'd love to find out maybe you're a former resident or something tragic took place here. But you're more than welcome to come and try to speak with us. The UV light's flickering.
Why? Yeah, I see
There's
that.
brand new batteries in that.
That's weird. Why would that be doing that?
I know it's coming through on camera, but the UV light is flickering ever so slightly. There's brand new batteries in it. I do have the K2 here. Ooh. Now there could be Wi-Fi interference, and so we gotta basically search around and see. So we know it gets stronger over here. Now over here above the stove. All right, I'm getting a couple of little blips here.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so that's the stove. So there are appliances in here. We do have to be mindful of that and know the boundaries. I'm actually gonna walk through the room here and just do a sweep. I'm currently in the dining room, walking with the K2. So far, it's dead. No pun intended. Solid green the whole time. Down low. Ooh, did you see that?
I think I did. Well, I know I saw it.
It went orange just for a split second there.
Something just made a faint pop out here.
So when I bent down, it went almost orange and then it disappeared. Now I can't replicate it again. That was strange. Whoa. I'm getting a solid hit and then it just disappears instantly. If this keeps up, I'll bring you guys in here with the camera. I'm just doing a sweep right now and seeing if I could follow or locate the source of this.
Yeah, I mean, if they're quick random hits, I mean, that's got to be something, I would assume. Anything electrical or Wi-Fi, I wouldn't.
Yeah, it would be constant. So I had two strong hits for a split second and then they're gone as quick as I've had them. And I cannot find it. It's like it left. It's gone. So, I'm sure you guys heard just in the dining room there, I had two solid hits up to orange on the K2, which is the second to highest reading. And it was just by going up and down near the floor, near the ceiling, and twice near the floor it went off, but I couldn't replicate it again. It was pretty much one hit, done, another hit, done. So far, kitchen seems to be pretty quiet now. Are you feeling anything at all?
I feel like it's just getting colder in here, which I'm starting to kind of pay attention to the temperature gauge on there to see if it goes any lower, because I mean, it did initially feel kind of warm in the house, and now it's feeling a little bit cold.
Now you have your thermal gun, right?
Uh-huh.
If we need to do any temperature sweeps,
Uh-huh.
we can see if there's any cold spots. For curiosity's sake, I'm going to put the flashlight in the dining room here.
Actually,
and with you guys, so you can kind of see both rooms at the same time.
that banging is me if you hear it. I'm actually kind of curious. You're doing this flashlight stuff. Maybe take this one and put it on that sill ahead of us on this side.
Camera's right here. Okay. All right. So right now we have the ball and the objects here on the stove, the toy, and then in the dining room there is the flashlight. So if anything was to happen in both these rooms, we'll be able to see it from this angle. Now, as we're rolling the entire time, Alan does have his ring pot going and his other devices, which I don't remember the names of. And thank you everyone for being here. We're at 253 viewers, so thank you so much for spending your Friday night with us.
Alright, so the flashlight's on the windowsill there, so you should be able to see both flashlights.
I think Kara already mentioned in the chat, but she also explained to us that what she believes are friendly spirits. There was nothing bad that took place, or she didn't feel scared or harmed. It was just basically, entities making themselves known, being playful. But for a next upcoming investigation, I will have the cat balls, which have been incredibly useful in other investigations I've seen on other videos, and very much so with Vegas Paranormal. She's the one that gave me the idea. And I planned on having them for tonight, but Amazon failed to come through. What was the light in the other side of the door? Well, where you're looking, there's my finger in my hand. That's a window there, so there is outside traffic. No, we're not scared. We don't feel anything. What's the word? Malevolent?
Yeah.
Everything feels okay. Indoor Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, the indoor camera kicked down in the kitchen here.
I'm curious. Didn't know if maybe something might want to knock back.
I'm gonna go into the living room again. Sorry, dining room. I'm gonna do another K2 sweep, and this way you guys are facing in there. Where the hell's my K2 meter?
Keep losing stuff.
There it is. And that way, if I get any hits, hopefully you guys can see it. So you can replicate what we captured before. What I'm doing is going nice and slow, floor to ceiling, and then sweeping back and forth. Now there's always a chance of what is known as residual energy, which means energy is trapped here, and it's not intelligent, it's not active, it's just stuck here. And we have come across that before, and that's something we'll have to determine if that does happen. Whoa!
Flashlight's
Flashlight
on.
just came on talking about that. Did you guys see that on the camera?
It did. It was on.
I'm about 2 to 3 feet away from that, and it came on its own and went back off after a few seconds. And that was me talking about residual energy and intelligent activity. So let me move out of the way. That way you guys can see I'm not touching it. I'm going to be kind of right here.
Yes, we do know that the person who lived here. We're here with their permission. It's a friend of ours.
Yeah, so it's not an abandoned home. It is actively lived in, but they're currently moving out. But it is built in 1850, and as you can imagine, a lot of families have probably lived here, so anything could have taken place. Now, if there is someone or something here with us and would like to make contact, we saw that the flashlight did come on. We can utilize that as a tool to communicate with us. If you try to touch it or pick it up, it'll turn on, and we could use that to answer and ask some questions back and forth. Did the people in the chat happen to see that light?
They did.
They did?
Yeah. Yeah, it's seen Matt and RJ confirmed.
You don't have to be afraid of us or the tools and objects here. Nothing's going to harm you or hurt you. We do come in peace. We are friendly. And I'd love to have the opportunity to try to speak and make contact with you and try to help you in any way possible. I'm going to do another K2 sweep. I'm going to kind of basically do what I did before when the light came on and see if we can make that happen again. Now at the same time, as you already know, Alan is rolling video for his channel, so what you guys can't see, Alan's basically following with his camera, and you'll be able to see on his video if anything does happen and make sure that we're not doing anything inadvertently to make the things come to life, so to speak. So just wanted to kind of cross-reference that we are covering each other's.
Whoa!
Here we go. Thank you for turning that on. If there's someone here with us, can you turn it back off? That's on like bright too, like
yeah.
Hard hit.
That ain't even. Oh, wow!
Wow! That instantly went off. Like didn't even fade off.
Yeah, that was a.
It's like they hit the switch.
Wow, that's like a first.
Yeah, it's always been subtle. That was a hard on and off.
It's like almost as if it knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
Thing.
And again, Alan is at least 6 feet away from it. I'm about 3 feet away. Now, if you are here with us, can you try to do that again, please? It's nothing more than a flashlight, or known as a torch. And if you can make that go on and off, like you did, we could try to communicate with you.
Huh.
It definitely, if something is here, it got our attention without a doubt, but it doesn't seem like it really wants to communicate though. And putting the K2 by it, there's nothing right now, just solid green.
Well, here's a thought too. So if she was saying that upstairs in her bedroom, if she was laying in the bed, it felt like kids were like jumping on the bed or like sitting on the bed. There's probably a strong chance that as kids they were probably jumping up and sitting on the sills too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean that could have even been like a kid that ran by and decided to just like kind of.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Because that would explain too, like the immediate on and off. Like a kid, you like kind of just jumped right on it and then jumped right off. I mean, it's probably a possible scenario.
So we do know that when we investigated here in the past in the barn, we did make contact with a young girl, and with Kara's help, we believe we set her free. The barn, last time Alan investigated it, was quiet, no activity at all. We were in there prior to going live because Alan did record out on his channel, and again, nothing, just really quiet. Spirits don't stay still. It definitely utilizes energy to turn the light on, and we don't care how long it goes on for, but we've had incredible activity in the past with the flashlight, where it basically went on and off on command almost. You'll find more activity upstairs and in the basement, hopefully. We are optimistic. And we're very early into this too.
I mean, at least with the flashlight going off, what was it, twice that it went off now? I mean, at least that kind of gives us like an idea that there's definitely, you know, something going on. I mean, for the flashlight to go off, I mean, there's really no like tricking that. Like, it's not like the Wi-Fi could pass through like with like the K2 meter or nothing. There's just genuinely nothing that can manipulate the flashlight.
I'm cutting in and out. You mean audio wise? Is anyone else picking that up? Shouldn't be, because I'm within inches from the receiver. It was funny though, because just as you said that, my K2 was briefly going off as I was standing here. No audio issues, okay. Alright guys, we're going to give you a decision to make here, because we do want to make you feel involved and have some input. So right now, we're going to move on to a different room. So we could either move upstairs to Kara's bedroom, or we could go down to the basement, which Kara did state to check the other side as well. So comment number 1 for bedroom, number 2 for basement, and we'll go with the majority. RJ, the coffin's already occupied. There's a dummy in there. You see this? This was just... Oh, maybe it's that. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, looks like we got mostly number 2s, so... I think they want us to go to the basement.
Everybody's favorite place.
What do you think we should bring down there with us? Definitely laser grid, I think.
Yeah, laser grid. We could bring a flashlight. Oh, look, the K2 just mind blipped.
Did it?
Yeah.
Ooh, flashlight's on.
Oh, maybe it does want us to bring the flashlight. Now, see, you know, that's what I don't understand. That's what's weird, because my K2 blipped, and then that went on. Kind of like almost as if something just like passed right through over to... That's weird.
So as we're making mention of heading downstairs, the light came on again. As you saw, we're both in the kitchen here.
I almost get the feeling like whatever's like up here doing this is not like communicating with us. Like it's what do you call it?
Doing its own
Like
thing.
the residual.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Like it's on its own course and it's just not even minding that we're here.
It doesn't seem to be intelligent so far. Okay, it's not doing anything on command. It's just doing its own thing. All right, so we're going to take definitely the K2. We'll bring the torch, the flashlight, bring the laser grid. I think for now we can leave the trigger objects up here.
Yeah.
So let me kill the UV light.
You want me to turn the light back on for now then?
No, I think we're okay.
Okay.
I'll be able to get what I need.
Okay.
Just keep in mind too, guys, as we are going to be about the house, the kitchen cabinet and Kara's bedroom both have alarms. So if the cabinet door opens or the bedroom door opens, we're going to hear it. It's a loud piercing sound, as you heard. So we're just going to be keeping our ears open if that was to happen. But let me get the flashlight.
I'm gonna get the get this guy set up.
So Kara, should we focus on the right side over here? And if so, any particular part? I know we got this little back room here.
Sit down here for right now.
Back area. Alright, so no, we're not in the area of the coffin. We are down in the basement of this little room here. I don't even know what this is for. Kara could probably explain that. And if Kara, if you want to let us know what we should be focusing on or what we should be looking for or listening for, feel free to share. I'll just give you guys a brief look in here so you can see what it looks like. So, It's a little stoned off room.
Now watch your head too. There's like cobwebs
Yeah.
everywhere.
Cobweb City. Feel the pressure. Okay. Kara, does it matter which side we focus on? Like the side I'm facing at now? Or the right side over here? This is actually going to be a perfect room for the laser grid and the flashlight. Strange whining noise. Well, there is a furnace down here and a hot water heater. The right
It's
side.
the oil burner.
Okay, so we're going to position ourselves over here, and we'll focus on this corner over here. So right here is the laser grid. I'm going to get this set up on the ground, and we'll put the flashlight somewhere over there as well.
Oh my God! Look at all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We just got to kill these little lights here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, up away.
Now let's bring the spirit box over there too. Kara, where is there a light switch for the basement, the main lights? See if you can read the chat to get her answer.
Yeah, is there a main light switch?
Probably at the top of the steps.
Yeah, probably. There should be one at the bottom then, you would think, too. Top of steps.
Alright, hang on. Let me kill these lights.
And yeah, don't worry, we will go to the side where the casket is. You just have to stay and wait for that one. But it is actually essentially behind this wall on the other side there.
I can't get the basement lights off. Oh, wait. Red switch. Oh, that's the boiler. Ask her where the light switch is.
Where's the light switch? He found the light, the switch that killed the boiler. Oh, she said pull the strings.
Oh.
Yeah, we figured maybe there was a main. Oh, that's a dead mouse right there. Oh.
All right, lights are off.
Yeah, just watch that on the floor there.
Oh, that's a decaying mouse. All right, so we got the laser grid up. I'm gonna do the flashlight now. I'm gonna do it on the floor facing the camera. We're gonna start with these two first, and then we'll move on to the spirit box. Spider webs on me.
Nah.
And where the laser grid will. Good to know. And it's actually coming through pretty good on camera here. I'm gonna raise you guys up a little bit. So this is known as a laser grid. And what it is, it's a laser, almost like a higher end laser cat toy type of thing. This one's a bit more powerful, can shoot actually up to the clouds. What it has on it though is a lens that distributes that one laser into a grid. And it puts a pattern on the wall. And what we're looking for is movement in the grid, or on the grid. And this has actually been an incredibly useful tool when we investigated the barn, because we actually had some significant movement pass in front of the laser grid. And we don't know what it was, but if you guys remember seeing that, it was pretty amazing to see. So,
Turn my phone back off. Don't make a noise.
what is it?
I turned my phone on, and then my cameras at the house are dinging, so turn that off.
So we are reaching out to any spirits that are possibly here. We are friends of Kara. She does know that you are here. She has experienced your presence, has heard and seen things while she was here, and as you know, she is moving out and believes that you are upset about that, and asked us to come here to try to make contact with anyone or anything that is here. So on the wall is a green laser grid. It's nothing that will hurt you, but if you do walk in front of it, we'll be able to see your movement. There's also a flashlight / torch on the ground. If you try to touch it or pick it up, it will turn on, and you can utilize either of those to try to communicate with us.
I do want to throw this out there too. You can mildly hear some traffic going by, and again, still the oil burner.
If you guys have any questions you think we should ask, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll try to get to some of them.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. I want to see something real quick, because there's a lot of, you can see a lot of specks, like little green specks, which should, I would assume that would be dust, but I don't necessarily know that we stirred that much up. I'm going to turn my flashlight on real quick and see if there's any dust. Okay, yeah, there is.
There's dust.
There's plenty of it. Okay.
If there's anyone here with us, can you please tell us your name? I got a good one I'm going to ask in just a second. I just want to give them enough time.
Okay. I forgot how good the laser grid looks on your phone.
If whoever is here is upset that Kara is leaving, please let us know by either touching the flashlight or walking in front of the grid. If anyone or anything is here, please make contact with us. We are here to be friendly and to come in peace and just to try to communicate and let others know that you are here and to try to help in any way we can. We just need to know that you can hear us and that you are willing to communicate. So please try to turn on the flashlight or walk in front of the grid. You know what? Someone mentioned it, and actually, come here, Alan. Look at the screen here. Do you see anything?
Oh, it's catching my attention.
Do you want me to show you what I see?
Yeah.
So, see that brighter circle?
Right.
There's one there, and then dark there. That looks like a face. The head, 2 eyes, the mouth right there.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I think Jacqueline or someone said about it looks like a face on the wall, and we do see it now.
Yeah.
I think it's just coincidence, but yeah, I definitely do see it kind of looking to the side like that. Did you used to live in this farmhouse or work on the farm? Yeah, there's a definite face. That is so weird that it chose that pattern on the wall to represent. It looks like a skull, Matt said it does.
Yeah, skull is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
And right where that black spot is the mouth.
Exactly, yep. That is so weird. How's it look in your camera? Does it look the same?
You don't see that.
No. Might just be the angle. Jacqueline Adams saw it. Good catch with that.
Yeah, because I mean, even just general perspective, I mean, because like you can see there is a clear difference between.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know if you'll be able to see like, but like you kind of get the idea. My screen's a lot darker than what you guys are seeing on there, so it is definitely a lot more visible on there. It's like the green is way more like fluorescent on the phone.
We're going to keep this up for a few more minutes, and then I think we're going to move on to both the flashlight and the spirit box. So far, we haven't heard anything in the house other than just traffic outside. You don't have to be afraid of us if you are down here. And if you are upstairs and you can hear us, please come down. We would love to communicate with you. And just to talk to you guys who are watching live right now, just want to thank you again for being here. As of right now, we haven't caught anything significant. A couple flashlight hits, K2 hits, and some noises off camera, but just glad you're here with us though to give some input and some feedback as well. So you guys are very much appreciated. Saying possibly an EVP, someone might have heard. Now, if you guys are listening with earphones or earbuds or anything like that, you could hear a lot better than we could. And a lot of sounds don't get heard until it's on the playback of the recording. So even if you guys watch this on the replay, which I'm going to myself, earphones would be probably your best tool to possibly hear something off camera that we didn't hear in person.
I'll tell you, it's like it's too still here. Like right here, it kind of gives that same vibe like what was over in the barn. Like it's very.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable right here. I'm not.
I mean, we could move over to by the casket.
Yeah. I don't. Just honestly, I don't feel like there's anything.
Kara said possibly a heaviness feeling, but I don't feel that. I'm not as sensitive as you guys either, so I don't feel things that you guys typically feel, but I do know, like in the barn though, in the past I have felt differently than I do now. It feels perfectly normal at the moment.
Yeah, because realistically, if we're this calm, relaxed, the flashlight hasn't hit or anything, I would personally say probably reposition over there before setting up the
spirit box.
The spirit box, yeah, because I think right here, I don't think you're going to get anything. I mean, you could always try it if you want to, but
yeah, I'm going to just give it another moment or two, then we'll move over. RJ said at least he's not here to chase the spirits away like last time. Now, when you guys were here, you and RJ, was that after we made contact with that girl, or was that before?
It was after, yeah.
So that would make sense why it was kind of dead.
Yeah, it was totally dead.
Okay.
I don't think there was a single hit on anything. I mean, some of the viewers probably watching probably remember that, but it was
Yeah, it was like night and day. If you guys remember the barn investigation where we made contact with the little girl, and then after that, both Alan and RJ came back to the live stream investigation. There was zero activity. So it seems like whatever was here, we kind of were able to help it move along.
Which, yeah, since then, from what Kara says, is that the activity has stopped out there, but there's still what happens inside the house here, so.
And make sure you guys check out Alan's video when he does release it, because we actually did go out to the barn and kind of just get a sense of things, give you another look at it. And we did get startled, but it wasn't by anything supernatural. Just put it like that. Is that your stomach?
Yep.
All right, I think we should move over to the coffin.
Yeah.
So let's get some light on. All right, guys, give us a couple moments. We're going to reposition to the other end of the basement, and we'll try where the coffin is. Now from there, see, it's definitely working because I picked up and went out. From there, we could actually put the K2 on top of the coffin.
Right. Probably that and the flashlight.
Yeah, flashlight and K2 on top of the coffin. We'll do that. If you want to take the spirit box speaker. Now, people are asking, why is there a coffin in the basement? I believe, and maybe you're tuning in after we've already explained it, but yes, this is Kara's coffin. She bought it, and it was actually used. There was a body in it at one time, and it was buried underground. So that is kind of neat. We don't think there's anything attached to it, but it doesn't mean that they can't necessarily draw something to it. Now there is a mannequin inside of it right now, like a Halloween dummy, so we can't go inside of it, but we are going to position the spirit box and the flashlight and the K2 over there.
You just had somebody super chat popped up.
Was there?
Yeah, it was like real quick.
Rail flight, sheets run on me after you guys are done tonight. You got it, Matt. Thank you so much for that. Yep, Kara does have a hearse, and we did show that on Alan's video too. We actually did get some K2 hits over by it on Alan's video. So again, Alan's video will show you those places on his video. And what am I doing? K2.
You guys know I like my caskets and stuff, but not this one.
You need to eat or something.
I know, that's probably why Matt said that.
Yes, if you guys hear any residual stomach growling, it's Alan. Gotta give him a Snickers.
Yeah, then the ghosts will come out.
Alright, so I do have, I'm covered in cobwebs. K2's on top of it, as is the mini mag light.
Probably ripping my face.
And then we'll turn on the spirit box in just a few moments here. Now guys, those of you watching, feel free to give us your feedback here. Would you prefer us to have it 100% pitch black? Or would you prefer to have like a dim light just so you can see what you're looking at? Feel free to tell us what you think. Vegas Paranormal, great job guys. $10 super chat. Thank you so much there, VP. So we're kind of split between dim light and pitch black.
Does that look good on?
Yeah, I think we're good right now. It's dark enough, but just enough light to see it. So all right, we'll leave like this for now. If we have to, we'll go pitch black. So if there is anyone or anything down here with us, my name is Jay, this is Alan, we are friends of Kara. She does know that there is activity here, spirits that are lingering behind, and she has moved out of this home and thinks that you guys are upset about it. And we're here to try to make contact to try to maybe get some questions answered. And down here on top of her casket is the K2 device with the green light and a flashlight. If you try to go near them, to touch them, pick them up, they will activate, showing us that you are there, but they will not harm you. And we could possibly utilize them to make contact with you. So if anyone is here, please feel free to go over there and try to touch it or pick it up and let us know that you are here with us.
And one thing we'll point out with you guys, because I know it's a common kind of question, and things people do talk about it and whatnot, but a lot of people would say that there's not going to be anything attached to the casket, which is and people say that about hearses as well.
And cemeteries as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, for anybody that knows, my hearse always has activity. Kara's hearse, which again we were just at, which you guys will see on my video, there was some K2 hits around. It does seem kind of crazy, but you really never know what something's going to be drawn to, and probably sometimes they don't necessarily have a choice. It is still kind of that realm that we don't really fully understand, but there very well could still be something based around it. I think it's just a matter of what object they tend to cling to, but most of us think, just because it's an object associated with death, we would assume like, oh, something is to it because it's death related, or some people would assume, well, there's no reason a spirit would want to cling on to something of that nature. So it still kind of is a toss-up, just like everything else.
And the one thing I explain to people too is, we get questions, I have in the past anyways, why do you go to cemeteries? They're not haunted. Well, basically it's their final resting place. So it would make sense for a spirit to go and visit their final resting place. And we've done investigations at a couple cemeteries and have gotten some decent activity there. Mm-hmm. So just because they didn't die there per se, it doesn't mean they go there, that they don't go there to visit. Mm-hmm. Somebody asked too if we have any equipment running upstairs as we're down here. So you are recording in the kitchen, right?
Yes.
So Alan is recording right now in the kitchen the whole entire time. And probably when we get back upstairs, he's going to reposition to maybe down here or a different room. But yes, there is something recording at all times for his channel. Now, Kara, who lived here, would like us to ask you if you want us to leave. Whoa! Look at that.
Whoa! Whoa!
The K2 just went orange. Yep. Whatever's there, can you hear me?
Whoa! Oh, no way.
Oh, it went red.
No freaking way. Pick this up.
Let me get you guys a little closer. Hang on here. We're getting some significant K2 hits.
This is unbelievable.
That was the strongest hit all evening.
And that was immediate responses.
Yep, look at that.
Dude.
Okay, we know that you're there. We could see you. We could see you activating the K2. Thank you for doing that. If you can hear my voice and understand me, please make it light up again.
Oh, it blipped.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look at
this is insane. I'm mind blown by this right now.
the K2 measures electromagnetic frequency, and there's different things that could set it off, like faulty wiring or microwaves, cell phones, but there's nothing around that at the moment. Otherwise, it would be going off the entire time. Do you know who Kara is, who lived here? Please make it light up for yes. Yep. Are you upset that she moved out? Please make it go orange for yes. Were you happy that Kara was living here?
That was immediate.
Yep. And those are orange hits.
Yeah. Oh,
flashlight.
This is insane.
Thank you for doing this. Okay, so now we have both the flashlight and K2 activating at the same time.
I can't believe this.
I tell you another thing too, which I don't know if you picked up on it, but the The vibe feels different here than it did in the other
does.
room.
But it's just odd because we've investigated this before on my channel before we went and did the live out in the barn, and there was nothing here because you put the K2 all around this thing and there was nothing. We were just here for how long, just carrying on normal conversation for a decent amount of time, and there was nothing. And then the moment you started asking questions, it started. That to me is solid.
Yeah, so if you guys heard what Alan said, which I'm sure you did, the vibe feels different from it did earlier. Your flashlight's flickering.
That's weird. Why would that flicker?
I don't know, but I just saw when I said it went dim.
And it's fully charged.
It was like a slight flicker. It's doing like my UV light did upstairs.
And that's weird because that's the...
Is that a light?
Yeah.
Those are reliable lights.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Huh.
Are you upset that we're here in Kara's house?
It feels really cold right here.
I'm going to back away a little bit because I moved the camera closer. I'm going to stay back here a little bit. So where you guys are positioned with the camera right now, I'm about 4 feet behind you guys, just to give us some space. So it didn't light up with my question there.
Yeah, I'll be honest. We're going to put the spirit box on. What?
A couple moments. This is...
That was my light that just flickered, and now the K2's hitting me.
Is there more than one spirit here? Please try to make it stay orange a bit longer for yes. All right, thank you for that. Are there any children here? Flashlight hit almost instantaneously.
Do you feel the temperature drop though?
I don't at the moment.
I'm feeling it, and it's way colder.
Can you please turn the light off? Just take your hand away or move away from it and the light will go back off. I know it's probably like a fun toy for you, but if you could, please turn it off. Thank you. Is there a female spirit in this house? Is there a male spirit in this house? Not getting anything at the moment here.
Is there a spirit in this house that does not contain a gender?
Let me back away again.
Now, here's the thing, some food for thought too. If you remember back when we did the barn, I think we were getting to a point of communication where it seemed like there was something that was holding spirits, like the girl was afraid.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because she was afraid to look for her mom because there was something else there, which is where we came into play with being able to help, and she was less afraid because we were there. So
there's a chance that you don't want to identify themselves.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're trapped here?
I would almost worry that this is the one doing the trapping.
Flashlight. So you possibly may feel like you're trapped here. Is there someone else or something holding you here? If so, please make the green light turn orange.
Are you the one holding spirits here?
Kill your light, Alan.
Now we're in pitch dark.
It's a whole nother vibe there.
Yeah.
Do you like that we're here with you? Kind of bizarre, but at the same time it's not, where we're just super frequent activity and now it's almost nothing.
Yeah, but it's crazy too, because of course we were talking about the whole being trapped incident,
Yeah.
and now it's hushed. And blip.
People are mentioning about putting the laser grid on, but you think we should try the spirit box?
I would try the spirit box. The only thing I'd be slightly concerned about with the laser grid here is how reflective it's going to be off of the casket.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with the casket being a shiny surface, it's going to bounce off it like crazy. Oh, it's blipping. If you're still here with us, make it go solid orange. We know you're here. There's no sense to hide. You don't have to be afraid of us.
It is pretty dark down here. Can you turn the flashlight back on? Phew. That's crazy.
Thank you for doing that. Can you make the flashlight stay on longer? I'm just perplexed though as to what made that K2 go red earlier. Thank you for turning the flashlight on.
And there it is doing it.
And we asked it to leave it on and it's doing so. We got K2 going and the flashlight. Something is over there right now. Yep, it's confirming something's there. Thank you for communicating with us. Whatever it is came back over here. I'm actually getting the chills as we speak.
Yeah, I told you, you can feel the temperature has dropped significantly.
I physically got the chills just at that moment when I said it. Well, Alan's recording on his camera, so any EVPs that are captured will be captured during playback when he edits.
I mean, I'll be honest, I have no excuse for any of this right now.
Yeah. Like I said, if there was any type of faulty wiring or some type of source that was giving off EMFs, that light would be going nonstop. The fact that it's in and out makes it very hard to decipher what the source is.
Yeah. And not to sound like I'm making a pun or anything, but I mean, those things sitting on that casket is as dead as it gets. There's nothing. I mean, you can see along the ceiling here, there's no wires running.
And there's only the two of us here. I mean, we have no way to make that happen on our own.
And I mean, you're talking basement too, so there's no power boxes and outlets, along the wall down here. I mean, it's dry. I mean, there's nothing.
All right now, I'm going to give you guys a chance to let us know that you want to continue. I'm talking to the viewers right now. 245 people watching. We're at 188 thumbs up. If we get close to 200 or over 200, we're going to turn on the spirit box and try to make contact with that. Seems like things are getting kind of ramped up here, so if you guys are watching, who knows what's going to take place for the next mere moments that we're down here. And we still have to go upstairs to Kara's bedroom and the attic, so we still have much more to investigate. We're going to ask that, Kara, once we get the spirit box on. Thank you, everyone, for the thumbs up. We reached 200. Thank you so very much. Let's get the spirit box turned on. Alan, can you give me some light? There you go.
Well, at least people can see the proof. It doesn't matter if it's a hearse, a casket, or a headstone. I mean, these kind of occurrences can just happen anywhere.
Power on.
I do have a speaker, portable speaker here, which is hooked up to the, and it just turned on, hooked up to the spirit box. I'm going to have it on AM frequency, and we're going to start scanning backwards.
Back.
3%.
For that to feel.
Whoa. I was able to say.
Okay, so the spirit box is there on top of the casket, hooked up to the speaker. K2 is still running, as is the flashlight still there as well. If there's anyone here with us, please try to use the spirit box to speak with us. We'll be able to hear your voice or a word that you say. If you guys need it louder, let me know. I'll turn it louder. Yes, we are scanning AM radio in reverse. I'm actually going to make that scan a little bit faster. Do you guys need it louder, or is it loud enough? Jeff, there is more than one way. Sometimes white noise does work, as does the spirit box, where it scans stations and the spirit can latch onto the word being broadcast to communicate.
Here we go.
Flashlight too. If you wish to communicate with us, please use one of the devices on top of the casket. If you want to use the K2, please make it turn orange. Thank you. That was a solid orange. Thank you for doing so.
I always wonder if it doesn't like that sound.
I was actually going to ask that. Does this sound bother you? Wow, it went red. If you want us to turn this off, make the light go red. You hear that?
Yeah.
The voice just came through. I couldn't read it out though. slow that down and hear what there was a voice that came through. Lights on, K2's hitting.
Did you like hearing your own voice?
Was that you that communicated with us using the spirit box? If so, make the lights go orange. Yep, there's orange. Solid. Can you say something again? Can you tell us why you're here? There's like, sounds like some attempts of voices coming through. This is where Alan's footage is going to be useful. When he edits, he can slow it down and amplify it.
Especially that first.
Yeah,
That was something clear to me.
now we asked you earlier, we'll ask you again, do you feel like you're stuck here? Can you possibly give us a name? Tell us one of your names, please. Slow down the scanning, you think? Or should we keep it like that?
I think it's at a good speed.
Are you still here with us? Can you please let us know? That was something.
Yeah.
right, you're still here. Thank you for confirming that. Thank you for answering.
Are you angry with us?
Trying to work now, it said. Let's see what I'm scanning it to see. Scanning 150 milliseconds, okay, we'll keep it at that speed. I'm actually going to move the flashlight to a different part of the casket here. And we're going to see if it still does it. I'm going to put it near the spirit box. The key to, I'm just going to reposition to the middle here a little bit more. So right now on camera, it looks like that there is a light right there I'm pointing at. Actually, just looks like it was on, it just went out. I thought that was a reflection. Alright, we moved the objects, but they're still there. Can you please touch one of them to let us know that you're still here? None of this equipment will hurt you, so don't be afraid of it. With the flashlight?
Yep.
Do you know where you are? Would you like us to leave the basement and go upstairs?
Can you give us a sign that you're still here with us?
We could possibly try to help you, but we need to communicate with you.
If you want us to stay down here, try to say yes.
Would you like me to turn that speaker off? It just went cold again. Nothing.
You hear that bang?
Yeah. I will say the chills I had before are gone.
Yeah. The cold's not there.
Flashlight.
And it has something to take into consideration too, is that the equipment has now moved to a different section of the casket and it is still functioning, so there's really no fluke of placement.
I'm gonna kill the spirit box for now. We'll see if it wants to use the K2 or light to keep communicating. If not, we're gonna have to move upstairs, I think.
Yeah.
Because it definitely feels a bit different down here now.
Power off.
Alright, so as you guys heard, I did turn it off. K2 is still there. Ow! Bang my head off the beam. K2 is still there, as is the flashlight. Sharon Buffett with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Sharon. As I was saying, hopefully you guys heard it over the speaker, but the vibe, the feeling does feel different down here. Earlier I had the chills, it felt just different, and now it feels like it did earlier in the other room. But okay, there's the flashlight. Alright, we see you turning on the flashlight. Can you please touch the other device to make it light up orange or even red? It's also a possibility too, as spirits do try to communicate, that they do tire themselves out. So it could be losing its strength. It may be getting spooked out, where it doesn't feel safe anymore, or something is telling it not to communicate anymore. Unfortunately, we don't have those answers though.
I mean, that's the thing, I'll be honest, that was some of the most solid we've ever had.
Yeah. We don't have an SLS camera with us tonight. Those hits earlier initially went red, and there's no explanation, zero explanation. Flashlight's going again. Seems like something's lingering over there, but it's not making solid contact. Alright, we see you. We know you're there.
See, I almost wonder if the K2 takes more energy to use, because I feel like with the K2 it's like it measures the power.
Yeah, also
Whereas,
the flashlight, they're more familiar with it too.
Yeah, and the flashlight, it's mainly bridging a connection. It's not as... But yeah, I got nothing. I can't explain this.
We don't want to disturb you if you want to remain down here by yourself. If you could possibly let us know that you'd like us to leave, we will leave you alone and move upstairs. Is there anyone or anything upstairs right now as we're speaking?
That got pretty...
I think that's a pretty clear answer. Can you please turn the light off? All right, have a good night, whoever's leaving. Thank you for being here. Can you please turn the light back off? Thank you.
Yeah, see, that basically reverts back to what we were saying earlier with upstairs. When the light goes on and off, usually that's that's how we see it go off, not just an immediate.
Yeah, that's a prime example of what it typically does.
Can you touch the green light one more time? Even if it's just a little bit.
If you can touch the green light or make the flashlight come on one more time, we will then move upstairs and leave you alone. Unless you wish to follow us.
I almost get the feeling it's done.
Yeah. Alright, we got a flashlight hit. It does seem like it's not being as quick with the responses, so it could just be losing energy or just kind of over what we're doing here. But we're going to take that as a yes to our answer. I'm sorry, to our question. And we're going to move upstairs now.
It almost makes me wonder if there was something else down here too, with why we were feeling the way we were feeling. Plus, I mean, just the red hits like that on command is just...
Those are some of the strongest hits I've ever had on the K2.
And especially when I'm being direct response too. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, it just, nothing triggered it. It just did its own thing.
It's definitely an unexplainable instance.
You want to take this?
Yeah.
Alright everyone, we're going to head upstairs. We're going to go to the kitchen and then regroup and see where we're going to go from there. We still have to do the bedroom and the attic.
I'm going to check on the kitchen too, actually, when we go up here, see if anything's moved noticeably.
Now, as mentioned, Alan has been recording the entire time in the kitchen, so during his analysis,
oh, well,
we'll find out if anything took place.
My light's off. Because that light, the flashlight was on this. Wasn't that on too?
No, I shut that off.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, that's not dead. Huh.
So your flashlight was on when we were down there?
It was on, yeah.
And you came up, it was off.
Yep.
Alright, so we'll have to hopefully see during analysis what caused that to happen. Alright, so this is the kitchen. This is where we started off. There's been reports of activity in here, mainly items or objects being removed from the cabinets. As you can see, we do have the Jessie doll, a paper plate, and some equipment above and below it. And on our back side here, we did show that we do have an alarm on the cabinet so that if it opens, it goes off. We also have one on the bedroom door upstairs. Alright, so what do you want to do? Bedroom?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get a quick drink and then we're headed to Kara's bedroom. If Kara is watching, she could explain to the viewers as to exactly what took place. I believe it was movement on the bed when she was sleeping, and also hearing footsteps up and down the attic steps. I think I'm going to bring some trigger objects up. Got the ball, the four-wheeler, UV light. Do I bring your flashlight up, or do you want me to bring mine?
I was gonna...
Why did that go out? That's the UV IR lights kicking on because the light went on,
Yeah.
I think. Is your battery died?
It should. I mean, that's not a dead battery.
Yeah, so his light just went off as we were here.
I mean, wow.
You want to try your key too? You want to leave your stuff here? I mean, the other thing I was going to mention too, do you want to switch your stuff to a different room?
Yeah, we could.
That way it's recording somewhere else?
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm so like persistent on hoping that doll moves though. That's the only bad thing, yeah. I'm really trying to take with what she said about the stuff with the cabinets. And that's kind of another problem too. I'm not going to be able to actually even do that if that's shutting off.
I mean, if you position to another room, you can always use a flashlight as a light source. So I even have this light here.
Yeah, true.
You know,
Whoa! That's blinding.
I can turn it down now. So we have extra light
That
sources.
works. Yeah, I want to try to hold out on this a little bit longer while we go upstairs. You know, I'm like, I really want to see that doll move from this cabinet.
How's that look in your camera?
It looks good.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have your flashlight set up or anything? Or?
Yeah. Yeah. Flashlight set.
Alright, so I got K2 UV light, 2 toys, got my flashlight, and I will bring the laser grid. Alright, you want to carry a couple things?
Yeah.
I got the rest of it here. Alright everyone, we're going to head up to the second floor, go to Kara's bedroom, and we'll set up shop there.
I want to see this doll get knocked out of the cabinet.
Or open the cabinet, make the alarm go off.
Let me show you this actually.
So as mentioned, there's a nearby roadway, so you may see some lights, and here's some traffic. We are going close to the roadway now.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah, I gotta shut the alarm off.
Tell you what, Carrie, you got good taste in picking haunted houses.
It's got the perfect vibe.
2 for 2 right now. You want to leave this open or shut it?
Could leave it open, just in case we hear anything in the other rooms.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the bedroom. Just to give you a look one more time for those who are tuning in afterwards from the initial tour. There's a bathroom there. And that leads out to the hallway. The door off to the left, which is closed, is the attic. So Kara has reported sounds above her, which would be in the attic, and also, sounds of footsteps up and down the steps. And we do have a couple trigger objects, so what I'm wondering, I guess you could probably do both, is to place one object maybe on a windowsill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm covered in cobwebs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's all down here.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you brush it off?
You're probably better off taking it off. To be
Really?
honest. That
Alright,
and
yeah.
your hat. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Thanks, Kara. Your basement is latched onto me.
You're better off just taking your hood off and shaking it.
I'll do that later. Do you think we should put something in the windowsill and something on the floor, or both?
Yeah, I would say if we're going to do the sills, I guess we could probably set up.
Yeah, set it maybe over here or over there.
Yeah.
Shoot to where the open sill
I
is.
wish I knew where her bed was.
Maybe she could tell us. Actually, maybe we could. Looks like it's maybe here.
Yeah. Yeah, that had to been that. That was probably it.
So this would be behind the bed then, if we put it on that windowsill.
Yeah.
So I think we should try that.
Set this down for right now. Okay.
Okay, so this is our setup right now. We do have the little toy and the ball on the windowsill, which would be behind the bed where activity was reported when she was sleeping in this room. And I'm going to position myself back here. I'm actually going to get down to a child's level, which means I'm going to sit on the ground. I'm going to lower you guys down so I can still read the comments. But I'm going to sit on the ground myself to see if I can feel or hear anything at a child-sized level, so to speak. You still hear us?
Let me get the light.
Hang on, I'm going to take this coat off for a second. All right, have a good night to whoever's leaving. Feel free to catch the replay. I'm going to try to put some timestamps in the pinned comment or description of when activity does take place once I do go through the video myself. So no need to check back right away, but we will try to highlight any important moments. I'm just going to leave this off for now. K2, let me put over there. We'll start with this first, and I guess then we'll move on to the flashlight next. I just have to kill that.
Yep.
Light. Are we coming through okay? Because the stream said it just restarted. Hopefully it didn't. Is there anyone or anything here at all that would like to communicate with us? Please do so by any means that you wish.
Try downstairs too if they're kids and they like playing around. Can you knock back?
Hey Lewis, to the person asking about a video of the grounds or buildings, we did investigate the barn a few years ago. If you go into my paranormal playlist, you will find a video to that where we did show the exterior of the house and the barn, and where we caught some pretty amazing activity inside the barn. Yeah, that was Alan that knocked, so let's try to leave it off in an ending here, so.
See, that's the thing, like at this point in time in like my history of doing this stuff, I know you see like the TV shows and the movies and all that, and they do the knocking and it knocks back. I've never once had anything ever knock back.
Yeah, seriously. Now you know this is Kara's home, and we are communicating with her at the moment. And if you have any feelings towards her leaving, you can let us know by communicating with us.
Can you roll the ball?
Let me position you guys a little differently here so you can.
If you knock the ball off the sill there, it might roll over to us and we can pass it back to you.
Yeah, so that's a ball and a little four-wheeler toy on the windowsill there. And below it is a flashlight. Oh, I so wish I had those cat balls with me.
Yeah.
It would be ideal. Curse you, Amazon.
You gotta love it.
Well, we apologize for the wall and activity here, but as you can imagine, we don't really have any control over it. It's Sometimes this does happen.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You'd never know you don't. I mean, I didn't expect what happened downstairs.
Well, despite the low activity, we are not finished, though. We still have the attic to go. And if we decide to do any other parts of the house, if we may or may not revisit the basement, I'm not sure, but this room feels perfectly normal and quiet. So downstairs, those of you who've been watching from the beginning, those of you who are not, just to kind of recap, we started off in the kitchen with our initial investigation, where some things were reported, and Alan is filming down there as we speak. I then ventured into the dining room and got some really random K2 hits, solid red and then nothing at all. Put the flashlight in there, flashlight went off a few times, and then we moved to the basement. One side of the basement, dead quiet, no pun intended. The other part of the casket, some of the most intense K2 hits we've ever gotten, and then it just went quiet. So we don't know if it is residual, if it's intelligent, if it's something that feels scared or trapped. We're trying to get some answers, but we can't control if and when they want to communicate with us. So we're kind of just waiting in the wind, so to speak. Someone mentioned that. I was actually thinking about myself. Do you think we should maybe separate? Do you want to try a different room and I'll stay here, or vice versa?
We could. I mean, they can hear us both, so it wouldn't be a bad
And if you want to go to the other bedroom and see if the feeling or vibe changes.
Unplug this.
Have a good night, guys, whoever's leaving. So right now, I'm going to stay in this room, which is the master bedroom. Alan is going to go to the bedroom in the opposite corner of the house.
I'll tell you what, why don't I take the K2 with me?
Okay. If you hear or feel anything, let me know.
Yep.
You guys should still be able to hear him too, so that'll be good.
Oh yeah, I get the creepy room.
So I'm going to be here by myself.
Well, at least this one has the bed.
There's a bed. There's a mattress in there, right?
Yeah. Great. I'll put this on the bed.
Alan, can you say something?
Yeah, can they hear me? Did it get any response on that?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay. So, I mean, what I'm looking at in here is there's a mattress, and I have the K2 meter sitting at where the headboard would be essentially. So, maybe if anybody wants to jump on the mattress here.
Alan, Kara said go into the right closet.
Into the closet there?
Yeah, the right closet.
Yeah?
She said to go in there.
Really?
Kara, make sure, if any of these mods or anyone watching could type on the screen to Kara to make sure she says mod on the screen.
Got the K2 sitting right there. I'm gonna set the camera down here for a little bit.
Hear me, make sure it shows live on your screen. Or someone type it in the comments, make sure it says live. I think that Jenny has said it, because I could watch all night. I mean, despite the lack of activity at the moment, I'm actually quite enjoying myself. Hey, PCH, if someone could type to Kara, say, Kara, please make sure it says live, so there's no recording. Yeah, it's actually quite relaxing and peaceful here, so everybody will hang out with us. I think Kara is behind the stream because she said there's a big
But yeah, I mean, it feels way heavier in here, but nothing's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely a lot thicker of an air in here.
Anyone having a delay? It's showing right now, as I see this, as I speak to you, that we're live for 2 hours, 13 minutes, and approaching 30 seconds. If there's anyone here with me right now and you'd like to communicate, please do so by touching the flashlight on the windowsill. You want to put the K2 up there too?
Yeah, I mean, it feels a little bit more awkward in there, but I mean, there's nothing going on.
All right, Alan's back in here, as you can tell. K2 is up there as well, near the flashlight. And Kara said I was behind him reading the comments. Okay, I guess I misunderstood. Sorry about that. Do you want to reach out, Alan?
Let me think here. I'm not really even sure what to say. I don't know what would get it to respond.
Yeah.
Just because there's nothing going on. I mean, if there's anybody here, I mean, just anything up there. I mean, if you want to be able to communicate with us, I mean, this is your chance. I mean, whoever it was that we spoke to that was in the basement was very good at communicating and was definitely not afraid and was able to have some conversation with us, which you can do the same as well. You don't have to be afraid. I'm sure you're nervous knowing that there's going to be new people coming in here and you'll probably be hiding out for a little while, but in the meantime, you'll have the whole place to yourself. I mean, that sounds kind of fun, huh? Can run up and down the halls, bang on the walls.
A couple people said about a shadow or a mist by the window.
They're probably, if you look at the blinds, they might be seeing the from the headlights with the trees. Maybe.
Now, if you're here and you could hear us, Kara is watching with us right now, and she would love to be able to know that you could hear us and are still here, and would like to communicate. RVP. And go ahead.
The only thing that makes me curious, right? So, the dining room we had some activity in with the flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
The kitchen was pretty much dull, even though we knew there was activity there, but we couldn't catch it for some reason, right? There's a common factor between the two rooms. The kitchen has the range extender plugged into the wall. Right there is the whole setup for the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I almost wonder if that is causing any issue with doing this somehow. 'Cause, I mean, it seems like other rooms where these aren't, it seems to have.
It almost seems like no rhyme or reason to me. Like, it's just
Yeah.
very random.
I mean, this is dead.
The popping and tapping here is Alan moving on the floor. The floor is creaking. Well, I think we gave the bedroom a fair and honest shot here, but nothing whatsoever. No activity. So, since we're up here, I think we could try to check out the attic. I do have the laser grid, so we could set up the grid across part of the attic on one side or the other, and just see if anything walks in front of it. And we could try the flashlight as well.
Well, you know, and actually, in some instances too, if a spirit's actually afraid, they'll usually go to less visited places in the house. So that could make sense of why we had so much activity down by the casket, because that's. What was that?
What is that?
The casket, because that's. My camera. It turned off.
Did it?
Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, I guess we should probably check on that too. Down there would be ideally a spot where people aren't at, which would also include potentially the attic as well. Would be a spot where, you know, nobody's going to be going up there. So if it's trying to more or less get away from us and wants to hide out somewhere, that would more or less probably be another comfort zone too, is up there. So.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Because if they were comfortable with Kara, then it would make sense of, you know, what she had experienced. But for us to experience nothing, that almost makes me think that they are staying away.
And Lewis, yes, you are correct. It does take energy to communicate and respond. And downstairs in the basement, before you tuned in, we had some really significant activity with the flashlight and K2. And we also speculated that maybe they got tired or worn out, so it is a possibility.
Okay, so super jittery. You'll have to watch JP Video's live stream to see what just happened. So I turned the camera off, put it down because it needs to charge. As you guys can see here, I've got it plugged into the wall, charging. I set it down. I was going to go downstairs to check on what went on with the camera down there, which got turned off. And I went to go that way, and I seen a leg come around the doorway, and I heard like a crinkle sound, like it stepped on something, like that crinkly like plastic wrap, that plastic, the clear plastic, like it stepped on it, and I no, right back this way I went. Nope, that scared the living shit out of me. So, I mean, I don't know what, but I saw clear as day, black figure, the leg come around, and it was separated because you could see the wall, which I'll bring you guys over there. So, I literally seen the leg come right along that wall there. So, I don't know if it's something that maybe went up to the attic or went that way. Yeah.
Camera's out of focus. Probably just because of the light. Should not get that. I'm trying to think. Maybe I could put the flashlight up here. So the flashlight is on top of the beam. Laser grid set up. And I'm ready to go back. Alan is directly on the other side. And I'll be able to hear him and keep in contact with him, as well as you guys will be able to hear him as well. So if there is anyone or anything up here, we believe that you were just downstairs in the bedroom. You obviously gave Alan a good scare, and we don't think you meant anything mean or harmful or ill-spirited. We'd just like to make contact with you. So if you're able to move around, I'll be able to see you in front of the grid. There's also a flashlight / torch on top of the beam. If you try to grab it, it may turn on, and you can use that as a way to communicate with us.
Okay, so right now he's got the laser grid set up over there with the live stream flashlight up on the rafter. And I believe you have a K2 going too, correct?
No, I'm going to in a second.
All right, and he's going to set the K2 meter up. So
I'm going to change the pattern a little
there are
bit.
two different divided rooms. Right there, he's in the doorway. The thing's going on in that room, which you can see going on in the background right
see it
here.
now.
Yeah. So part of my hunch was that whatever I had seen may have potentially came up here.
And let you guys decide. Yeah, Alan took the microphone out because he's talking in his video right now.
I don't feel anything
You
up
want
here
me to position the K2
to a
somewhere?
sense.
Or
I'm not really too sure what's going on, but all I know is what I saw completely scared the shit out of me. I mean, I haven't seen something like that in a while. Like, I mean, the last thing we saw in person
without the grid pattern,
was
the single beam could reach
the
clouds.
laser grid
It's pretty remarkable.
apparition, which was over in the barn. We seen the apparition go through the light. But that was the only way we saw it.
If you want me
As far as actually seeing something like solid,
of the grid,
it's been quite some time since I've seen that, and
from the grid,
I was actually just recently talking to him saying like, I want that concrete like evidence, like I ain't seen stuff like that in a while. And unfortunately, of course, I didn't have my camera in my hand, and I walked right out there right into something. And I mean, just based on the live stream, I mean, I'm spooked. I'm spooked. When it's solid like that, and it's usually that tends to trip me up. I mean, the thing is too is like, so like normally to a degree, I'm not like I'm not super scared all the time, but the thing is, I know the hits we were getting down where the casket is. That was 100% solid, which shows that it has some kind of manifesting power. The fact that we've seen a full solid figure shows manifesting power. For some odd reason, my camera downstairs, which is plugged in and has memory card space, which same camera that he has and same camera that a lot of other YouTubers use, turned off, and we heard it turn off from upstairs.
So far, nothing.
Now it's, normally in any circumstance, if it were to turn off, it could be kind of a toss up. But the thing that's really pounding my brain right now is the fact that it was plugged in. So there's no issue where the battery should have cut off or anything. I mean, this thing should have just kept on recording. So I'm very curious to see if we captured anything in the kitchen down there. So shortly, at a point, once we do go downstairs and we check out the kitchen, then we'll know if anything has moved and if we have a good gauge on if anything had happened. So we'll have to, just make sure you stay tuned for that. I mean, this is turned into, I didn't expect all this, but it's cool. How's things looking for you?
Pretty quiet so far. I did a sweep, nothing. I'm gonna try your area over here. You want your mic back?
Yeah, I need that. I wanted to get like a couple of these.
Yeah, let me turn it back on.
Because I guess I can tell the people watching this too what you're doing. One thing I was putting down on my fingers, I feel like whatever it is definitely does have strength, because you gotta figure for a full body solid apparition. I mean, that's that takes some energy, and plus with those red hits we were getting, I mean all that stuff that we've been getting tonight, and with what we're seeing, I mean that's the part that has me kind of spooked, is the fact that it's definitely got some energy to it.
Yeah, if it could do that, what else can it do?
Yeah.
But as I stated too, I don't think it's something bad. At least that we know so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting 0 hits up here.
That's the thing too. Again, it actually feels alright up here.
Yeah, even
That room. Whoa! Like flashlight.
flashlight. Oh. All right, flashlight's on the beam. Is there something here with us? If so, we saw you turn the flashlight on. Can you please turn it back off? Thank you.
What was that? Is that a window over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you are here with us and wish to communicate, can you please turn the light on again? Now, the one thing that Vegas Paranormal is stating, which I do agree with, is that if you do show fear, it can feed off of that.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like right now, as of the whole time, I haven't really shown any fear. I haven't had a reason to. Where you, on the other hand, kind of have. We're giving you another chance. If you want to communicate with us, you can use the flashlight. I'm also going to, I'll put the K2 up there as well. K2's up there with the flashlight. I know it blends in right now, green light, but if it does go red or orange, you guys will be able to see that. We're trying to reach out to whoever's here in this home. We know there's at least one person here, one spirit, possibly more. And we have made contact already with someone down in the basement. Whoever's up here with us, please make yourself known. None of these tools will hurt you, so don't be afraid. And we are friendly, we come in peace, and we only want to communicate with you, nothing else. Yeah, I agree. They're definitely playing games where they make themselves known, don't want to make themselves known. Different parts of the house. Any feelings or anything, Alan?
Did Kara ever mention on the chat if she had seen the black figure?
I think so. I'll ask her again. Kara, have you seen that black figure or shadow that Alan saw?
It's like one of those moments I'd like to confirm that I'm not nuts. But you know, I'll be honest. I think the kicker with it though wasn't the fact that I just seen it. It was the fact that there was the sound right when it put its foot down. That had audio to it putting its foot down, making that weird.
So it was more than just visual.
Yeah, that's like what really made it like.
And Kara said yes, she has seen it.
Okay.
All right. So it seems like a one-off flashlight hit. Nothing else up here. I did a sweep of the whole entire attic with no results. And nothing except me has moved in front of the grid. So I think at this point we should return to where we have the most activity, and that's in the basement at the Casket. So if you guys are on board with that, we'll do that in just a moment.
So Kara, have you seen the figure in full to know what it is, or have you only seen glimpses of it, kind of like how I seen like a partial of it?
She did say she saw him in her room.
Okay. Flashlight?
Flashlight. Came on solid. Let's see if we can get it to turn off. If someone or something is touching the flashlight, please move away and turn it back off. He would stand by her bed. Jeff, we did ask that downstairs earlier. We didn't get any response. It seemed like it didn't want to identify itself. And the thing we gathered so far is that it feels like it may be trapped or stuck here, or even scared. We had some significant activity, and we're hoping we can maybe replicate that when we head back down there. So I'm going to gather these tools, and we're going to head downstairs. We have been trying to use the flashlight as a yes or no tool, but it's not consistent enough. It was downstairs. K2 went off with red lights, which is the highest it could go. Flashlight was rampant with activity, and we even got some responses using the spirit box. So since that all took place down there, let's head back down there one more time. Four-wheeler. We're going to put the K2 back up here. We're going to put the flashlight up here. And I'm going to put the UV light on the toy truck here. If it'll stay, it may not. And see if we get any sort of response or activity again. This is our best shot because this is where we had the most activity earlier. All right, if anyone is down here, we were down here earlier, and whoever was down here with us made contact. We believe that you may have tired yourself out from using your energy to communicate, and we're hoping we gave you enough time to regain your strength and energy. On top of the casket is a little 4x4 truck. It's also a device called the K2 with the green light, and there's also a flashlight torch. If you want to communicate with us, you could touch any of those items, and none of them will hurt you, but they will let us know that you're here with us. And we'd love to be able to speak with you again. Now earlier when we were down here, it did take a little bit of time, but after a few minutes is when the K2 just started going crazy. And there's nothing interfering with it, as you can tell, otherwise it would be going off the entire time. Well, VP, if that's the case, hopefully they'll come down here and join us, but unfortunately they didn't want to make themselves known upstairs, but we'll just see what happens. I'm thinking that we may have overstayed our welcome, or they just don't have the energy to do it anymore.
I mean, like I said, the energy's got to be there, because you wouldn't see something like that and it not have the energy to be manifested. That's what's. But like you were saying too, that probably could have been mere coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
And it was coming out and didn't realize I was going to actually catch it.
Yeah. There's a very small chance it could have been residual, where it just goes its own path, regardless of who's around. It may go in and out of that room regularly, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, feelings was on point though, because my feelings were directed towards that room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even this down here, like this actually feels borderline comfortable. It doesn't feel.
Right.
But I mean, it got. You know, I felt like the temperature was dropping in this, that, and the other down here, and.
Yeah, I got chills earlier.
And it did. It just came out of nowhere and just. I mean, the barn we got stories with. There was explanation for that, but now what was it? Kara said she had said she'd always seen a figure in the barn.
There's a.
She would see it like looking through the window.
Yeah, I think I remember her mentioning that. There's a couple of questions directed towards you. So one is, were you feeling anything prior to seeing the shadow? And is there anything that you did or say or think before you saw it?
Well, and that is actually one of the key factors on that I'll touch base on. But I did feel that there was something in that room. That was 100%. You know, I mean, they can go back on there and see that I did say it multiple times that that's where my hunch was that room. But, you know, as far as doing it, it was a total call off guard. I mean, it's a lot of times when you see things in person, it is when it's not planned. Like when you're not looking for it, is usually when you see things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be honest, I was actually really comfortable, and I didn't think, like, I wasn't looking. I put the camera down. I like literally let my guard down, and boom.
And just to solidify what your statement, even prior to us going live, we heard at least 2 or 3 separate noises that we couldn't identify where they came from or what they were.
And there has to be, it's like, like how Kara is confirming, saying she's seen, the black figure. Aside from anybody else's statements, I mean, we did get a figure standing in front of the laser grid in the barn.
Yeah.
So we know whatever's here, whether it's multiple or it's the same one, we know they can, take form. So, I mean, and that would have had to have been the same thing. Essentially, that probably would have been a black figure too. We just didn't see it because, the lasers on it. But
Gina, yes, that has happened, and it is possible where they can latch on and follow you home. But we do have something we say to protect ourselves, because it actually has happened in the past to me, where I talked about a spirit that did follow me home, and I spotted it in my backyard, kind of hovering there, and when it knew that I saw it, it kind of floated in front of my shed, which had a sensor light on it. It didn't trigger the sensor light, and it just faded away. And I then said what I needed to say to protect myself to make it leave, and I've never seen it since. But yes, it is possible. And VP said yes, when your guard is down is when often things happen. We're going to announce ourselves one more time. My name is Jay. This is Alan. This is our second time down here in the basement trying to communicate with whatever or whoever is here. And we did communicate with someone or something earlier using the flashlight and the K2 meter. We brought them back down here as well as a little toy truck. If you'd like to communicate with us, we'd love to speak with you. All you have to do is make the lights light up or move the toy, and we'll know you're here and could possibly ask some questions and get some answers. And also our friend Kara, who lived here, is watching as well, and I'd love to be able to have some contact and some solidification that you're still here as well. If anyone is looking for, I think Kara is maybe mentioning about the barn investigation, just go to my paranormal playlist, and all my ghost hunt videos are listed there. Kara says she thinks maybe you scared the ghost by you getting scared.
It scared me. See, that's the thing too, is like, so for my past, like whenever I seen anything that was a bad entity, it was always in the form of black. Now it didn't ever look like a person, but it was always just a solid black figure. This, I didn't really see whether it was a person or what it was. I know I saw a light come around and like just darkness on darkness, so I could see something was there, but I didn't see like specifics. But
yeah, the only thing I seen on property here was the black shadow in front of the laser grid when we were in the barn in that one corner. It made itself very well known.
Yeah.
And aside from that, we believe that that is possibly the spirit that was keeping the little girl here, because Kara did make contact with the girl, and I even saw glimpses of like her outline in the barn on the one hay bale. And we believe that we gave her the permission and whatever she needed to move on from this place. But so far in here, I haven't really felt anything except chills and some uneasiness, but nothing that feels terrifying or scary. But whatever we captured down here earlier, you guys saw, but it doesn't want to work with us right now.
Well, see, that's another good thing to recap on too, is the fact that in that case with the girl, that was, if you literally stood there and you were trying to get like the peripheral vision, you could kind of like see her. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a solid black figure.
Yeah, it wasn't like directly looking at it. It's like you said, out the side of your eye.
Like this, I saw dead on, and that's what I'm saying. That would, the combination of those solid red hits like that is just what makes me think like, okay, maybe this thing's nasty. I don't know, but obviously it has, strength to it. But
Kara is recommending that we go to the summer kitchen. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, we could.
Yeah, I mean, we could give the summer kitchen a try as our last location here. We'll hang out here for a few more minutes just to give it a fair, honest try, and then we'll do the summer kitchen. Kara, do you have any requests as to what we should try in there as far as like laser grid, K2, flashlight, spirit box? Let us know what you think. I know you have some stuff in there right now, so I'm not going to bring any trigger objects.
I mean, that's the thing, when we were down here earlier, we were just having normal conversation. And
Yeah, it just sparked out of nowhere. Hey, Barb, you're home. Glad to see you popping in. Second floor had a noose. Yeah, Alan mentioned that. But there was a lot of stuff blocking the stairs, and he said the stairs aren't very stable, so I didn't want to venture up there. But if you could let us know what you think. K2 is the EMF detector, Jenny. It's a digital one. Alan's device in the kitchen also has a EMF detector on it as well. But yeah, the K2 is just a simple name for EMF. I don't have the history of the prior owners. Carrie is the one who lived here the most recent. And I don't know if she has any information on the past residents, but as mentioned earlier, since 1850 when the house was built, you can imagine there's been some families here. There's been some maybe energy that got trapped here. You know, if something tragic took place, it could have got captured in time, frozen in time. Could it be residual? But we do think there is maybe a combination of residual and intelligent here. But
well, here's the thought too. I mean, considering the age of the house, it's also right here on farmland and everything. Is there any possibility there was slaves?
yeah, that's the other. Yeah, I didn't consider that. So since this is situated on a big piece of property and it's farmland, I mean, it very well could have had.
I mean, if you remember too, we were even like back when we first started the hunt for the barn. We actually started out there right borderline on the cornfield too, and there was hits and everything out there.
Kara, do you know the reason for the noose? Did something happen there, or like do you have any information on that at all? It is so quiet down here now.
It's not chilly. It's just it's silent. That's what makes this whole thing where I don't understand. Alright guys, so after finally pulling a lot of time to get this video together, dealing with corrupt data and this, that, and the other, I'm super excited that I was able to show you guys as much as I was actually able to show you. Now, one big piece of evidence that we were very curious of, that we knew we heard in person and was waiting to find out if we had, I can confirm I have, to a point. The summer kitchen footage from my camera is gone. For some reason, it's an audio file with no visual. So, what I'm going to show you guys is the Sony's view from inside the kitchen while we were inside of the summer kitchen. Now, these first two clips are going to be both just these knocking sounds. So we'll play those now. Now, here's the clip that everybody's been anxious and waiting for. While we were in there, we could swear we heard the door open and creak. I can confirm that I believe that is exactly what happened. This next clip I'm about to show you is the footage from inside of the kitchen. You will see that there is no movement of anything, and after the noise happens, there will be a few second pause, and then you will see the light from outside from Jay and myself walking out of the summer kitchen with the flashlight to look and see what had happened. So if you match that up with his live stream, you will literally see that no one was by that door. I don't, unfortunately, like I said, have the footage from us inside the summer kitchen. You'll have to look at his live stream for that. But something did in fact happen, and we're going to take a look at that now.
That door is making noise.
Well, my camera's in there, so we would find out.
You guys heard that creaky door when we went in and out? That just made a noise right now on its own.
That literally sounded like it was out.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that was it. There's no wind either. That 100% that's what it was.
Now, with everything said and done, as creepy as that was, this has actually been an extraordinary night for paranormal investigations. Now, I will tell you guys, I did lose the outro as well, which kind of sucks because in the live stream footage, everyone has confirmed seeing a black figure behind us, which I was really hoping I would have got with my camera because I'm literally standing there like this, holding it and filming us do our end, and nothing. Same thing, it came out as an audio file. I don't know why. So, counting the blessings on all the problems that we had during the production of this video, at least there was some pretty significant and solid evidence. I can tell you ahead of time now, myself and somebody else did actually return to this house to do a second investigation, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that and you're subscribed, because there is another paranormal investigation on this house, and it actually takes place the very next night. So I do want to thank everybody for watching. Again, make sure you check out JP Video's channel to see the live stream, because it's very important that you see the collage between the two of these with some of the most substantial evidence that I've ever seen. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I want to thank you all for sticking it out for this long video. We will see you guys next time.